Picture for a moment the weight of history pressed into something as small and familiar as a penny, its copper surface carrying the echoes of mints, economies, and collectors' hopes. In your hand, that unassuming 1962 Lincoln cent holds more than just face value. It opens a window into mid-century America, ripe with stories of mint workers, post-war prosperity, and the subtle quirks that make coins leap from pocket change to coveted treasures. Let's set aside any expectations of flashy headlines and focus on what really matters: the journey of that single penny through time and market, revealing why serious collectors can't stop talking about it. The Lincoln Memorial penny design, introduced in 1959, was still fresh in 1962, showcasing the 13-step stairway to the memorial on reverse and a dignified bust of President Lincoln on obverse. Unlike the earlier wheat cent, which carries its own passionate following, the memorial penny often gets overlooked until enthusiasts spot a rare variety or pristine specimen. In 1962, Lincoln cents rolled off the presses in Philadelphia and Denver, each mint striking roughly 4 billion coins combined. At face value, they moved unnoticed through wallets nationwide. Today, though, a single perfect example can command thousands at auction. Tracing its origins, the Philadelphia Mint produced the lion's share, an estimated 2.5 billion coins, while Denver chipped in just over 1.7 billion. No San Francisco issue joined the series that year, making mint mark identification straightforward. A small D, sitting just beneath the wreath on the reverse, signals Denver origin, whereas its absence marks a Philadelphia strike. This split in production created the first layer of variety. Collectors often debate which mint yielded coins with sharper strikes, but the real drama unfolds when errors or pristine preservation come into play. Key identifying features of the 1962 penny begin with the strike quality and surface details. On the obverse, Lincoln's shoulder drape and cheekbone should appear crisp, with no trace of wear. The memorial's steps on the reverse must reveal all 13 visible lines. Equally important is the color. Coins graded red RD display that fresh from the press copper hue, while red-brown RB and brown BN represent progressive toning. A full steps designation, awarded when every step is clearly defined under magnification, can multiply a coin's value significantly. Rarer still are the error varieties. A small but passionate niche of collectors hunts down 1962 double die obverse, where the date or lettering appears subtly duplicated. These errors emerge from misaligned dies or overzealous hub pressure during the die preparation process. Another sought-after anomaly is the repunched mint mark, where a faint second D underlies the primary Denver stamp. Finding one of these errors in mint state can spin the needle on price indexes, from mere dollars to four-figure premiums. When it comes to current market value, condition determines everything. In average circulated grades, a 1962 penny might fetch between 3 and 10 cents among bulk purchasers. Yet an uncirculated MS-63 RD coin typically trades around $5, while MS-65 RD examples regularly cross shelves for $40 to $60. The real showstopper appears at the MS-67 RD level. A handful of specimens have surfaced, routinely topping $500 in certified auctions. One exceptional MS-67 RD from Heritage Auctions sold for over $600 in late 2023, setting a new high-water mark for the series. Auction records underscore the coin's ascent. In a highlight sale during January 2024, an MS-66 RD 1962 D full steps penny commanded $1,250, surprising many who expected less for a Denver issue. Another standout, graded NGC MS-67BN, achieved $480 in mid-2022, demonstrating that even brown coins, once considered less desirable, have earned collectors' respect when preserved impeccably. Those headline-grabbing figures belie the coin's humble reputation as common pocket change. Beyond numbers, the 1962 penny carries intriguing stories. Mint workers who handled the dies often signed off with tiny tool marks that, under a loupe, resemble micro-inscriptions. One famous find in 2019 revealed what looked like initials scratched into a die hub, prompting speculation about an individual artisan's secret signature. In another twist, a cache of mint state coins intermingled with proof issues once surfaced in a bank hoard, igniting debates over how cleaned, high-grade specimens escaped circulation unnoticed. Condition-based value variations chart a dramatic curve. In circulated good G4 to very fine, VF20 grades, coins trade at nominal face multiples. Advancing to extremely fine YF40, premiums kick in modestly, maybe 20 to 50 cents apiece. Once a specimen reaches the about uncirculated $50 threshold, prices often jump to $2 or $3. Crossing into mint state territory, every grade bracket sees exponential increases. MS60 coins hover around $2 to $3, MS63 around $5, MS65 $40, and MS67 anywhere from $400 to over $600, depending on color designation. Collectors also keep an eye on toning quirks. While red state coins remain king, vibrant iridescent hues of purple or teal toning can attract niche bidders willing to pay a premium for eye-catching aesthetics. That said, such coloration strays from traditional grading preferences and may fare better in specialized auctions rather than mainstream sales. The balance between originality, eye appeal, and technical grade defines each coin's place in the market. On the technical side, grading companies play starring roles in establishing trust and consistency. PCGS and NGC both maintain populations reports, showing how many 1962 pennies earn each grade at any given moment. Those reports guide buyers, influencing prices and bidding strategies. When population numbers drop, say, to single digits for MS67 red coins, market values spike accordingly. Watching those reports climb or shrink can feel like tracking stock movement, but it's all driven by collectors' passion for perfection. Putting together a registry set of 1962 pennies becomes a quest for balance. Acquiring representative examples from both mints, across color designations, and snagging at least one error variety seals the deal. Enthusiasts often trade within regional clubs or online forums, swapping duplicates to fill gaps without incurring high auction fees. For many, the thrill lies less in dollar signs and more in the camaraderie of sharing discoveries, like that repunched mint mark found at a local coin show, or the immaculate MS65 RB bought from a seasoned dealer. Curiosity about that single penny extends to its origin story as a post-war relic. In 1962, America stood at the threshold of the space race, civil rights movements simmered, and everyday life pulsed with optimism. The coins minted then witnessed lunch counters, baseball games, and jukebox rhythms, collecting microscopic scuffs and dings before most ended up in jars. When a specimen survives that journey nearly untouched, it becomes a tangible connection to a vanished era. Wrapping up our exploration of the 1962 Lincoln Memorial penny, it's clear this little copper disc carries stories far beyond its nominal 1-cent face value. From mint origins and enigmatic error varieties, to jaw-dropping auction results, and the nuances of grading, every aspect contributes to the coin's magnetic appeal. As you examine your own specimens, remember to check for full steps, vibrant color, and any whisper of doubling or repunched mint marks. Those subtle clues can mean the difference between loose change and a piece of numismatic history on display in your collection. Shifting gears to a penny you might not give a second glance when it tumbles from the change slot, yet holds a world of nuance beneath its copper-colored surface. The 2015 Lincoln Shield cent offers a surprising blend of modern minting quirks and error potential that keep seasoned collectors on the edge of their seats. While its face value remains a single cent, the story of its design, the material shifts under its surface, and the handful of true oddities that slipped through production all come together to elevate this seemingly banal piece into something well worth your attention. The story begins with the Lincoln Shield Reverse, introduced in 2010 to replace the long-running memorial design. Crafted by designer Lyndall Bass and sculptor Joseph Mena, the new reverse features a shield with 13 vertical stripes bound by a horizontal bar, symbolizing the unity of the states and the federal government. By 2015, collectors had grown familiar with the motif, yet each strike still carried the possibility of slight die variations or formatting quirks. That year's issue feels like a quiet bridge between old-school copper classics and a mint adapting to modern production demands. Underneath that smooth surface lies a core of pure zinc, clad in a thin copper plating, a formula adopted by the U.S. Mint in 1982 to cut costs as metal prices rose. Each 2015 cent weighs just 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, virtually identical in feel to its predecessors despite the composition change. Some collectors prize that plated finish for the way it develops subtle toning over time, drifting from bright red to reddish-brown hues in less than a decade, adding personality to even the most unremarkable business strike. Production that year ran staggeringly high, with the Philadelphia Mint alone turning out approximately 14.01 billion coins, and Denver churning out around 8.88 billion. No San Francisco business strike pennies entered circulation, though proof examples struck at San Francisco for collectors did appear in special sets. This volume makes encountering truly uncirculated examples a numbers game. You're looking for that one needle in a haystack of nearly 23 billion, which explains why genuinely untouched specimens can garner more attention than you'd expect for a modern date. Spotting a standard 2015 penny requires little more than confirming the shield design and date, but pinning down what makes one rare demands a closer look. Error hunters target off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and most notably, the elusive double die obverse. In early 2015, a small batch of coins emerged showing doubling on Lincoln's shoulder strap, and the letters AN and United, the result of a misaligned hub during die preparation. Enthusiasts also seek out die scratches or faint die clashes, small marks left when dies collide without a planchet between them, turning ordinary cents into conversation pieces. Market values trace a steep curve once errors enter the picture. A circulated 2015 penny trades at face value among banks and pocket change dealers, maybe rising to 10 or 20 cents for noticeably bright examples. Uncirculated MS63RD pieces often sell for 50 cents to $1, with MS65RD specimens fetching around $3 to $5. Then come the error coins. Common off-center strikes, 3 to 5% off, might bring $1 to $200, while a boldly doubled die obverse graded MS65 could cross the $1,000 threshold, depending on doubling strength and eye appeal. Auction records confirm those leaps. One standout sale in March 2017 saw an NGC MS65RD 2015 P double die obverse achieve $3,360, driven by sharp, even doubling and vivid red color. Another piece, a 10% off-center example graded PCGS MS64RD, sold for $225 in late 2018, remarkable considering how recently these anomalies were first discovered. Even clipped planchets, often dismissed as minor, have brought $150 to $300 when the clip is clean and the coin retains full luster. A far cry from the 1-cent bins they once might have been tossed into. Beyond the headline figures, the 2015 cent carries its own vault of curiosities. A small group of collectors obsessively tracks die rotation errors, where the reverse is rotated slightly relative to the obverse. Though most modern coins use coining presses designed to minimize rotation, a half-degree to 2-degree shift occasionally pops up, creating a subtle but collectible quirk. Others hunt for wavy plating errors, where the copper layer bubbles or flares around the design fields, a result of plating bath inconsistencies, and another reminder that even modern production is subject to the whims of chemistry. Condition remains king for business strikes. In circulated grades from good G4 to fine F12, coins rarely exceed a few cents among bulk buyers. By the time a specimen reaches about uncirculated 50 Australian dollars, you could see values climb to $1 or $2, especially if the fields remain glossy and the shield's lines are crisp. Once in mint state, coins graded MS63 might trade for $1 to $2, MS64 around 3 to 4, and MS65 anywhere from 5 to 10, with MS66RD pieces, scarce but attainable, often bringing $20 to $30 in private sales. Proof and special editions add another layer for dedicated Lincoln collectors. Proof shield cents, struck with polished dies and planchets, exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted devices. A 2015 SPR 70 DCM Deep Cameo in pristine condition can command over $100, thanks to the sharp contrast and flawless surfaces. Even lower-graded proofs, like PR67 or PR68, hold steady values of $30 to $50. Collectors seeking registry sets strive to include both business strikes and handful of proof specimens to showcase the design's full spectrum. Tracking population reports from PCGS and NGC offers a strategic edge. PCGS shows over 250,000 total graded for 2015 P business strikes, but fewer than 500 at MS66RD and under 50 at MS67RD. That scarcity at the top drives scores of bidders to specialist auctions and online forums when a high-grade specimen surfaces. NGC's numbers mirror that scarcity, making it clear why top-end coins often trade privately among seasoned collectors rather than through public auctions. Building a sub-collection around the 2015 Shield penny can focus on capturing every major error type, obtaining both mint marks, and securing one example in each key uncirculated grade. Enthusiasts often swap duplicates at regional coin shows or on dedicated social media groups, cutting out buyers' premiums and reducing shipping costs. Networking with trusted dealers also opens doors to condition rarities before they hit the open market, especially for those double-die obverse that seldom appear in general listings. Considering the penny's place in the digital age, some collectors appreciate the tactile connection to a currency increasingly overshadowed by electronic transactions. The 2015 cent stands as a reminder that even everyday objects can harbor surprises, tiny errors, design stories, and market twists that reward patience and a keen eye. For anyone holding these in pocket change, a simple grading submission could unearth a few dollars, or in rare cases, a few thousand, worth of hidden value. As you handle a 2015 Lincoln Shield cent, take time to examine die details under magnification, note any irregularities in plating or planchet shape, and remember that even modern coins aren't immune to the quirks that made earlier generations obsessively catalog errors. Whether you're hunting for that elusive double die obverse, or simply cherishing a flawless MS66RD Shield, the journey from pocket change to prized collection piece is as much about exploration as it is about profit.